Hello students, welcome back to the second session on preposition. In this session, I am going to deal with the second grammar topic, that is preposition. I am LD Ratnakar, lecturer in English. As I have told you about its definition, preposition. In this word, if you divide this word into two parts, it would become pre and position. The word pre refers to before, and the second one, position, means the locations or the places. The prepositions are the words or the phrases placed after the nouns and pronouns to show the relationship of another noun and pronoun in the sentence. They are just like linking words. They show the relationship like they are sambandha suchakas. A preposition is a word used before a noun or a pronoun to show the relationship of another person or a thing with other in a sentence. They are usually used to indicate a place, time, manner, reason, purpose, direction, instrument, etc. Look at another definition you have for these prepositions. Prepositions are short words like on, in, to that usually stand in front of nouns, sometimes in front of gerund words. Even advanced learners of English find prepositions difficult because most of these words carry similar or same meaning in their context. One preposition in your native language might have several translations depending on the situations. There are hardly any rules as to when to use which preposition. The only way to learn preposition is looking them up in your dictionary and reading a lot in English literature and use appropriate phrases up by your study. As I have told you, prepositions are just like your linking words in the form of relationship. It means a preposition means to place before. It is generally placed before a noun or a pronoun. Sometimes it may come at the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. There are about 50 prepositions in English language. They are used to show the relationship between noun and noun, adjective and noun, or verb and noun. These prepositions are classified into four groups. First type is called simple prepositions. These prepositions are just like simple prepositions. They have single syllable words. For example, in, on, at, to, up, of, for, of, with, till, near, etc. The second type is called compound prepositions. These are the prepositions which are formed by combining two simple prepositions together and also by prefixing a or b to a noun, an adjective, or an adverb are called compound prepositions. They are two-syllable words. The cheap compound prepositions are into, upon, outside, without, along, across, about, before, behind, around, etc. are called compound prepositions. The third type is called phrasal prepositions. Phrasal prepositions are just like a group of words which function as a single preposition. It is called a phrasal preposition or phrase prepositions. The main phrase prepositions are fond of, in order to, instead of, in spite of, on behalf of, by means of, by virtue of, with reference to, etc. And the last type of preposition is called participle prepositions. These are the words, the present or past participle forms of verbs which function as prepositions. Some example for your participle prepositions are concerning, regarding, pending, etc. are called participle prepositions. For your reference, you need to remember only two types of prepositions. They are simple preposition and compound preposition. Look at an example. The book is on the table. In this sentence, the book and the table both are nouns and on is a preposition. This preposition shows the relationship of these two nouns. Another definition you have about these prepositions. Prepositions are short words like on, in, or to. They usually stand in front of nouns, sometimes in front of gerund verbs. Even advanced learners of English grammar or language find prepositions difficult because one preposition in your native language might have several translations depending on the situations. Most of the words carry same or similar meaning in their context. But the only way to learn these prepositions is looking them up in your dictionary or reading a lot in English literature. Learning useful phrases up by your heart and study them properly. This picture indicates the locations of some of the important prepositions. There is a box picture. This box picture helps you to understand the positions and the locations of some of the prepositions. The star mark indicates the location of a preposition. If anything comes on the top of something, use on preposition. For example, the book is on the table. If anything comes just little away from that on position, use above preposition. For example, the roof is above us. The fan is above us. If anything is far away from us, for example, the sky. For that thing, use over preposition. The sky is over us. If anything is there in that box, use in preposition. If anything is out of this box, use out. And and outside preposition. If anything comes at very close up this box, use at preposition beside that box or near of that box. If anything passes from one side to another side, use across preposition. For example, the dog ran across the road. For the same moment, use through preposition also. If anything comes under of this box, use under preposition. The ball is under the table. For the same location, below preposition will be also used and beneath preposition. If anything comes far away from this box, use far preposition, far away preposition. If anything is there in front of this box, use in front of preposition or before preposition. In contrast of this direction, behind. The blackboard is behind the teacher. There is an arrow mark. This arrow mark indicates the moment of some words. If anything moves up, use up preposition. If anything comes down, use down preposition. If there is two objects, use between preposition. Share the food between you two. If there are more than two persons or things, use among preposition. These are the some of the important prepositions you have in this picture. Remember this picture with their locations. In the next slide, you have some of the confusing prepositions. Why they confuse us often? Look at these confusing prepositions. First two confusing prepositions are in and at. Second one is beside and besides. Third one is between and among. Fourth one is in and inside. Fifth one is out and outside. Sixth one is below, beneath and under. Sixth one is up, down, to, towards and into. These are called confusing prepositions. Refer your dictionary and try to find out the exact meaning of these prepositions. In the next session, I am going to discuss about these confusing prepositions. Thank you.